check. Check. 1, 2, check. 1, 2.
Okay.
Better. 1, 2, check.
I see you off again. You got a brand new friend. Will never be the end. Once before, play this game. Just the same, you'll be back again.
It'll work okay going right from My Babe into Dynaflow if you want to do that.
My babe wants before Dynaflow.
My Babe, we got to watch the tempo.
I don't know if we're gonna do my. The B-side was he wrote that and you and I start that. And Bill plays
Let's see if
on
it works. Let's try. Let's try to do it.
We're gonna do the heart.
Yeah.
My name is Ray Perret. I manage Levon Helm from the band, Joe Cocker, George McRae. You can blame me for disco music. I was going to school in Boston. I was at MIT, and I got to know a booking agent up there named John Sudokas, who was working with two bands in Boston, one called The Lost and the other The Remains. I watched their careers, and I watched their careers go down the toilet because they weren't being handled properly. Whatever internal problems there were could have been surmounted by the proper management. And that was always a tragic loss to me.
You know, I want to try it out.
We can go from dig right into the boom, 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 boom. Instead of me doing that time, we go right into the explosion.
Can you get the cable off while you're doing the slide?
Maybe I can do it. Maybe I can get it
Before the slide.
Yeah.
They were the best live rock and roll band I'd ever seen, and I'd seen a lot of them. It's just great to see these guys playing. I mean, they're playing as good or better than they did before. And like I said, if you throw some beer on the floor and close your eyes, you're at the Rathskelder.
Fran Freed. I live in Fresno, California these days, but for most of my life I lived in Connecticut. I wrote about pop music in Connecticut for about 20 years, 11 years at the New Haven Register, and I still do a radio show at WPKN in Bridgeport when I come home. The Remains are probably my all-time favorite musical story, if not my favorite. So one of the people I interviewed was Barry, and Barry says, you know, our drummer lives in your backyard. So I called Chip, and the first things out of his mouth were, I don't know why you need to talk to me for this story. I said, look, made this really cool record. You're on this great historical document that's coming out. You're in my town, and I'd be remiss if I didn't try to call you. And what Chip echoed was something that a lot of other musicians around the country from the 60s have echoed. They had no idea that this underground was going on. They left their musical career way back in the rearview mirror. I think both his sons were teenagers at the time, and I don't think they knew that their old man played in this incredible band back in the 60s.
All right, let's see. A little while ago, we were talking about you guys touring with the Beatles on what amounted to be their last stateside tour. That was about 40 years ago. What a choice gig. How did you manage to score that?
Our manager just knew the right people, and he came in the office in New York one day and said, "You guys want to go on tour with the Beatles? I can get you on there if you want to go."
You guys hadn't done a national tour before, right? This was your...
When we got on stage, it was the kicking off of the event. Imagine hanging out with the Beatles for 3 weeks at the time.
And you did get to hang out.
We did.
So Dodger Stadium, the last show, the grand finale, and then what happened to the Remains after?
We weren't the original quartet anymore. We were only 3 out of the 4 of us.
Yeah.
And it just didn't feel the same. It felt like the fire had gone.
So what rekindled that flame? There was a little fire, a little match burning inside, Barry.
We were ready. We were ready to do it again. How many of you people remember the Remains from the 60s?
Giving away your age.
12 of you. Wow, you're still around.
Oh, yes.
If you listen to me, then you'll know what I mean when I say. You guys are great. I know you'll know what I mean when I say.
We were huge fans of the group. They were one of the most powerful bands that we have ever heard.
I always admired how clean and tidy they were with their playing and their arrangements, and how they always sounded just like the record.
I got involved with trying to put a band together for John Lennon. He was talking about the Remains. In the tour they did, he had always wished the Beatles could have maintained the energy that the Remains had, because to him they were a young band. He said after playing hundreds and hundreds of shows, they just lost that energy, even though they were still great. But he specifically kept bringing up the Remains more than once.
In the 60s,
Those are old.
they didn't have you couldn't pick out the gauges of strings. You wanted a set of guitar strings, you bought a set of guitar strings, put them on your guitar. And they were all like medium to heavy gauge. So in playing the Remains songs, I have a certain attack that I was used to playing back then. Now that we're playing these songs again, and the lighter strings and different kinds of strings are available, I'm still using the original setup that I used to have. It's got a certain sound to it.
Ain't that bug walking right around the corner now? Looks so sweet.
I used to break it here. Yeah. I broke the ride cymbal here one time, which is, you never break a bell.
You
You
used
can't
those
break a bell.
aluminum sticks, didn't you?
Those aluminum sticks was the one that they only lasted one set because they would all compress. After you play them,
Right.
they compress. And they're like $20 a pair. I remember they were ridiculous, but for one set, it's the best sounding stick ever made, man. It was...
Learned a lot listening to AM radio. So I used to listen to the top 40. It'd start at 7 a.m. in the morning.
When the Remains' first single came out, called Why Do I Cry, I remember I was riding with my girlfriend at the time, and I was driving through the streets of Boston, and came on the radio. What a feeling. Woo! I pulled over to the side. It was so exciting.
It's funny, the Remains evolved over years. Our roles sort of changed. In the beginning, the Remains was absolutely Barry's vision of what a rock band should be. My relationship with him in particular was one of simply someone who needed to learn everything. So I was like carte blanche to start out with Barry. No preconceived idea what he wanted, and I learned everything. Billy was very technical.
This band, The Remains, it's a 4-piece band, but it's not just the same old 2 guitars, because I'm a keyboard player, and I must admit, I always wanted to play guitar, because I thought the guitar players were pretty cool. So when I developed the style for the keyboard, it emulated basically a hard rock rhythm guitar. And that stood us in good stead for The Remains, because I could do some really hard backup to Barry's guitar, and it really filled it in. So it was, it worked. I don't know, it was just one of those things that worked.
What do you think would have happened with Capitol Records behind us if we switched to Capitol then, when we did that demo tape?
Good question.
We would have been superstars. No doubt.
That was the mistake.
Overnight,
we made.
too.
I'm sure.
Overnight it would have happened.
Yeah. Nice to be playing in LA again.
Oh, wow. Look at that picture.
Back at Trudy Heller.
Back in my beloved hometown of Boston, this quartet is spoken of with reverence normally reserved for the likes of Ted Williams or Larry Bird.
Ted Williams.
Wow.
Larry Bird.
That is very cool.
The splendid
Yeah.
smoker.
Well, we were kind of young and athletic.
Yeah, I never saw that.
Prince
picture
Valiant's
before.
Psych Rock side project. It remains Friday.
When I first heard that they were going to come out here, I just could not believe myself, and I thought, you know, they have to play this club because they're the Remains. Come on. Thank you, Barry.
I see you're off again. You got a brand new friend. Will never be the end. 'Cause once before we play this game, it's just the same. You be back again. You never compromise with me. You make it plain for me to see that you're fooling with my mind. You'll always be unkind, and you'll blow it every time. 'Cause once before you play this game, just the same, you'll be back again. You'll be back again. You'll be back again. You'll be back again. Thank you.
I've got names of several people in Europe who were interested in like garage music, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So I wrote a couple of letters saying, "Hi, I'm Barry Tashian. I had the band The Remains in the '60s, and we're thinking of doing some reunion shows. Just want you to know we may be available." About 2 weeks later, my fax machine starts going, and I got this 7-page handwritten fax saying, "We have a festival up here in Leon, the Purple Weekend, and we would love to have you people play for us. And, you know, what would it take to get you over here?" So that's when I
you
began
called
calling
us.
you guys and
Okay,
saying,
yeah,
"Can you go to?
yeah.
Want to go to Europe?" And that's how it
Out of the
started.
blue. Out
Did
of the
anybody
blue
say
for us.
no?
No, I think I said I'll pack now.
Oh yes.
One of the kickers, the big kicker for me actually, was when we were on the stage, there were all these people out there who, like the night before, Chip and I were there, we couldn't really hold a conversation with most of the people there. I don't speak any Spanish whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I looked out at the audience, and they were all singing all the words to our tunes in English.
Yeah, that's the first time
it blew me away.
I thought we were
completely.
singing out of tune. I thought we were singing out of
It
tune.
was the audience.
It was the audience singing the
Yeah.
songs. I said,
Yeah.
we can't be that far off.
No.
We practiced
No.
this stuff.
We practiced it.
But
Yeah.
I was very nervous.
That really blew me away, just to see that.
I'm glad
to
you
hear
said
that.
that. Before we went on, I was beside myself. I walked
I think we
up
all
a
were.
level, and I went into the restroom. There was a big student restroom
Yeah.
there with a long row of sinks, and I just stood leaned against the sinks, and I just said, "Oh God, let
Please.
this be good."
Yeah. We were all there. We were all there.
Burning down the highway on the interstate, wind is blowing through my hair. Top down on my custom 58, moving without a care. Me and my baby, we just had a big fight about my addiction to chrome and steel. I'm gone and I'm headed out of sight, me and my automobile. When I'm rolling down the road, I got rock and roll on the radio. In my Buick Dynaflow. One true love I know. She's a roadmaster. Nothing get past her. My big old Dynaflow.
Barry plays a real thing. He's not all distorted. He plays all the right notes, and he's the strongest guy you'll ever see up there on the stage. Vern is one of the best rock and roll bass players you'll ever hear. His licks don't have a whole lot to do with the bass that you hear on other people's records.
My big old Dynaflow.
Chip laid down the bottom, and boy does he ever. He's the hardest rockin' drummer I've ever worked with.
My big old Dynaflow.
Thank you.
We were in Los Angeles. It's been a while.
Yes.
That Beatles concert was a few months ago. It's great. Thanks a lot for coming out. We really appreciate you being here.
Love's not in vain. Love will remain. We're gonna love till the end of time. 'Cause all good things don't have to end. Woo! Don't have to end. Come on, baby. Yeah, you're driving me crazy.
The musical was called
All Good Things.
All Good Things, based on a song of Vern's.
First rock and roll song I ever wrote.
I came up from Nashville. I saw 2 performances.
That's right. Yeah.
After the
Yeah.
second one, which was
Yeah, we had to choose, who we were going to pass along to be auditioned for the acting. They had to
be
pass
us.
the music part first. And here we are auditioning people to play us, which is pretty bizarre.
It's bizarre. It was bizarre.
And
You can't.
I've got to say, sitting in the audience watching somebody playing Barry Tashin was unnerving and a bit,
Sure.
surreal.
They were so cooperative to work with. It was interesting seeing our wives with tears in their eyes there too. That was kind of fascinating.
It was moving.
For me. Yeah, it was very moving.
Can't buy it over the counter. Can't get it from the store. Ain't in a catalog or door to door. Can't keep it once you find it. Can't get it back when it's gone. Can't put it in the bank or take out a loan. Time keeps moving on. Time keeps moving on. Time keeps moving on. Time keeps moving on. Yes, it does now. Time keeps moving on. Really does now. Time keeps moving on.
The Remains inspired John Landau, currently Bruce Springsteen's manager, to write these immortal words.
It's so much fun to do it today because it's not a question of us trying to like make it the way we were when we were 21.
Yeah. Feeling all that pressure, I imagine.
Yeah, there's no pressure really.
And how old were you at that time when this was all going down the first time?
19, 20, and 21. Now we can just have fun and play.
I find myself thinking about your eyes. No, I can feel where your heart is and what you're thinking. I want to thank you for giving every kind of loving that I know. Oh yeah. When the evening children sing their midnight song, and I find myself thinking about your eyes. I can believe where your heart is and what you're thinking. I wanna thank you for giving every kind of loving that I know.
Looking back now, there is no what if, you know? It had to happen that way. And everything takes its own course the way it's supposed to.